Big fella,
What's going on?
how long is this mid-season break? Honestly, is it?
Relatively
Has time
short.
stopped?
Relatively short, but it feels long.
Yeah, like what's it? We're 1 week out from this point, or not even really. It's really once this uploads, it's 4 days or something,
and we'll start getting we'll start getting all the buzz.
My my Instagram feed, my TikTok feed will all look
Back to normal.
yeah. All right.
Here we are for one more fluff episode.
Well, have a little more faith in us. Like, geez. Okay.
What are we doing?
What are we doing today? Well, let me ask you a question. Does Formula One have a Hall of Fame?
Not a real one.
Not a real one.
Not a real one, no.
Why do you think that is? I mean, I know that they have a world champion and a constructor every year, and you could probably stretch it to be like they are the Hall of Famers.
I think it's...
every sport has a Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's a case of... What do you say? How many drivers have been? You always have a rough idea.
It's just shy of 800. It's in the sort of 780
so that's
mark.
that's quite a lot.
Yeah.
But I think you have it's a relatively small pool of people to pick from.
Wait, hang on, what are you saying? That is small?
It's a lot of people, no doubt.
Yeah.
But if they'd have done a Hall of Fame for the last... since the 80s,
Yeah.
so let's call it 50 years, 40 years, you know, you'd run out of people pretty quick. Like, by now...
Do you reckon that's a problem?
I think so.
Just the pool's
Unless they
still
were
not big
putting
enough?
one in a year, but then it's kind of like as an example, the Basketball Hall of Fame, the Naismith Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
They put 4 inductees in every year because they're able to pull from NBA, college, FIBA, everywhere. You know.
Yeah, true. I guess that's
Olympics.
Well, I mean, F1 has 75 years of history.
Yeah.
And you could pull from not just drivers, but you could pull from teams, behind the scenes people, like whether it's engineers, designers,
teams themselves,
team principals, strategists, engineers, commentators. There is a big
team owners. Yeah, you're right.
So why don't we do our own Hall of Fame?
Well, why don't we just?
If Formula One won't do it, we'll give the people what they so desperately crave.
The Box Box Banter Hall of Fame, based off of F1 shit.
So how do you want to run it? Basically, assuming that, we just keep this podcast rolling until the day we die. Isn't that a thought?
By the time F1's celebrating its 150th anniversary, we'll still be going.
And their hovercrafts,
What is a Formula One?
Yeah.
They're basically hovercrafts now compared to what they were driving in the 50s and for the first 75 years.
What do they call them? Upside down aeroplanes. Because of the way the G forces work as pulling it to the ground.
Yeah, the down force, not up force.
Yeah. True. Up force. What are we thinking? Basically, induct five inductees each. And as you said, pull from not just drivers. Yeah.
So we'll break it down: 2 drivers each, a team / car.
Yep.
So a particular chassis, whatever, or a team as a whole.
Yep.
And then a track, and then an other.
Like a special, like an
honorable mention, specialist category.
Okay.
Something that is none of the above.
Yep.
But someone that may be worth the mention. That's where you'll fit your engineers, team owners.
So 2025, the first year of the official Box Box Banter / unofficial Formula One Hall of Fame inductee list.
Yep.
5 nominees that we get to pick each.
Well, 5 inductees. So
So we've already
done the nominee section privately.
So 5 inductees each. So 10 total tonight.
And then this time next year, catch us at the mid-season break
for the next 10.
For the next 10. Yeah. And we'll just go from there.
All right. I like it.
So essentially current drivers off the list.
Yep.
But you can do current tracks because some of the best tracks are current and most of the tracks.
This is our official copyright announcement. So, if Formula One now want to do this, they have to come and see us for permission.
Give us the royalties. The BBBHOF.
Yeah. BBBHOF. Yeah, I like it. Yep.
Oh, speaking of Hall of Famers.
Yeah. What do you got?
Oscar Piastri. I want to get you back for the Daniel Ricciardo quiz you sprung on me last week.
that embarrassed, were you, by your performance?
Yeah, so I didn't go back and check, but I reckon I was probably around 50%. And I mean, that was technically your pass mark based off the 33 that was initially spoken of.
That wasn't gospel. That was just the first number that came to my head.
Well, since you're such an Oscar fan, I've whipped up 30 questions of my own.
What are you saying? Do you feel like you suffered the equal version of erectile dysfunction for Ricardo trivia?
You made me look like an idiot in front of 14 people.
Yeah.
Literally. But we'll see how you go.
One of which is probably your wife.
No, she didn't watch it. She doesn't watch it.
Well,
I can't even get her on board.
Yeah.
Right?
So, Jesus.
Can't even get her on board. But whatever.
With that sort of attempt, I can understand why.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right.
Get your house in order.
Let's see if your missus watches how you do tonight. All right. Here we go. Question 1. Oh, and I didn't have the time or the fucks to break this down to soft, medium, hard. This is a jumble.
So once again, I'm hearing that you're half-assing something.
Man, it was hard to find.
You brought it in last minute.
Yeah, really last minute. It's just been irking me all week.
You know, it's you're really upset, really. Yeah. You know what's funny? If I did this,
I could do no research. You asked me questions that there's just no chance I was going to know about.
Oh, like I said, if you're a true Danny Rick fan, you would have comfortably gotten more than what you did.
I actually like to think I've tailor-made some of these for you.
Right.
I've kept a lot of it off track.
Yeah. But okay. Because he only has 2.5 seasons of stats to pull from, or 3 seasons.
But also, you know a lot more about their off-track presences.
Yep. That's my specialty.
Presenti.
Yep.
Whatever.
I didn't even watch the racing. I just watched the drivers. I actually watch all the pre-race stuff.
Yeah.
The race comes on, I turn it off.
Yeah, you catch 2 hours
and
of
then
snooze.
and then like 2 hours, I'm like, all right.
Yep.
And then post-race stuff. Yep.
Yeah, you're a sicko. This is why we don't watch the race together.
Yeah.
All right, question 1. What is Oscar's middle name?
Ooh.
I'm gonna mark you actually. I'm gonna give you a tick and a cross. That's what I'm gonna do.
I've definitely heard it before, but again, that's one of those like useless things I couldn't care for.
It really is. A true fan may just know his name though.
I'll throw out James.
No, it's Jack.
Jack. Okay, I was on the right. I was on the right track.
I believe you've heard it.
Yeah,
but that's a fat cross.
Jack. You know, it's funny. I remember thinking when I did hear it, going, "How very Australian."
Yeah, literally.
And
the other driver on the grid this year.
Jack is definitely a touch more Australian than James.
Yeah, sure. All right. What is Oscar's birth year?
He was 24.
You can work this one out.
So rewind that back is 2001.
Correct. Yeah. Correct, the Mondo. Where was Oscar Piastri born?
Melbourne.
What hospital? Just kidding. Melbourne's fine. How many Grand Prix has Oscar raced in to date? To this date?
See, that's hard because that's tough.
I'm giving you 0 wiggle room.
Thanks.
You have to nail this one on the head.
Thanks. I wouldn't even know where to begin. Obviously, he's on a streak of about 40 odd now.
40 what?
GP consecutive GP points. He's honing in on that.
Okay.
So I would have to assume he's maybe in the 60s or 70s. I am leaning towards late 60s, so I'll say 68.
Wow. No, 60. Close.
Okay,
but you're not even within 10%, so really, it's not actually close at all.
Why are you taking so much pleasure in this?
Because you're wrong, that's why.
Well, I'm pretty sure that only F1 statisticians would be able to...
Yeah, you've got the two right that yeah, I mean, you're pretty confident on Melbourne, so... I don't know if I would have got Melbourne.
Really?
I know it's East Coast. Maybe I would have, but I definitely... It's not front of my brain, you know?
Yeah, okay.
All right, what is Oscar's current scoring streak?
Oh, for Christ's sake.
What is it?
39?
31.
Oh wow, I'm on the I'm on the wrong end of 30s. Yeah,
you got the 30s right there.
Yeah.
So anyway, wrong. All right.
Because I was going to ask because I know he's honing on Verstappen and Hamilton. They're the last two. Above him.
Yeah.
So they must be mid 30s. Where I'm thinking they're mid 40s.
Well, what I read, I didn't read into it, but it didn't say that he was honing in necessarily. Just said those two stand alone above as the only one with more. So I don't know how close it is, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was under the impression that he would beat it this season. Like, assuming that he doesn't.
He might. I mean, 10.
Disaster.
Yeah. 10 to go, so he might. All right. What race did Oscar debut in?
Debut. So he replaced Daniel Ricciardo
That's correct.
in the McLaren, and it was the
very good.
years that Australia wasn't the opening track anymore.
Oh, can't trick him.
But
I
the
thought I'd get ya.
problem is I don't know what order they do those two Arab tracks.
Ah,
So I don't know if it's Bahrain first or the other one.
what's the other one?
So I'll say Bahrain.
You got it.
Yep, cool.
I really thought I'd stump you. I just would have. I know Australia was off, but I thought by 23 it was back. So when I saw
Come on.
Bahrain, I was like,
Come on. I still have a point advantage over the box bashers, so
do you? Oh, it must
show
be
some
slim.
respect.
Must be slim, and we're getting to the back end.
Doesn't matter if you win by an inch or by a mile. Winning's winning.
10 to go. I'm in the driver's seat here.
10 to go. Questions?
I'm the captain now.
We still
No,
have-
races.
Oh, okay. Right.
Settle down.
Geez, right.
No, there's 30 here.
Torture.
Yep. How many fastest laps does Oscar have?
8.
Wow, 7.
Damn.
Well, you just thought he got a fastest lap with every win.
I just know he's fast.
It's a fair assessment, to be fair.
He's just fast.
All right, who did Oscar drive for in Formula 2?
It starts with P.
It does start with P. You're right.
Prima.
Yeah, I'll give you that
Yeah.
one. Prima Racing.
Prima,
Wow.
yeah.
So you're, okay. I didn't think you get that. I mean, they are the most prominent in Formula 2, but
Yeah. Okay. Are they?
no one cares about
I've
Formula
never
2.
watched a F2
no,
race.
No one cares about
Sometimes
Formula
I've caught the tail end. I've gone, and
Yeah.
switched it off and gone,
2. Whoops.
geez, so I got that wrong.
KO lied to me.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Why does Oscar race with the 81?
I don't actually. Oh, do I know this? 81 is okay. It's either related back to cricket or back to what was the other sport he played? AFL. It's related to his favorite play in
what's
AFL.
AFL for the non-Aussies listening?
Gaelic football.
Yeah. A couple of true Queenslanders.
I'm pretty
speaking.
sure it was because his favorite AFL player wore the number 81.
So, from what I could
Hang
read,
on, am I on the right track?
no,
Okay.
from what I read, and I did a little bit of research on
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
No reason at all. He originally raced with the number 11, and then he switched karting clubs to in which another driver had the 11.
Now, what
so
did
he
you
just
Google here?
switched. Why does Oscar Piastri race with the 81?
Okay.
It gave me a reason. He raced with the 11, switched kart clubs when he was a young fella, and another driver in that club had the 11, so he had to change it up, and he just picked 81.
So there's no reason you're saying?
Yeah.
So then why would I know how would I answer
Because
that?
you could have been like, I don't know the reason.
That's the dumbest question I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, well, is he left or right-handed?
Strike that off.
Is he left or right-handed? Kidding, that's not a question.
Strike that off the list.
Nah,
that is
you
a
got that wrong.
dumb question.
You could come up with something, so like, good on you.
I'm going to look
You must
up
have dreamed
after.
that up. Yeah.
No, I've definitely watched something where I'm sure, unless it was just a coincidence of like, coincidentally.
I mean, 81 sounds like a cricket score for an individual.
If you play for England.
Yeah.
Wait, are you talking about team score?
No,
or just,
like
yeah, okay.
individual. That's what you said, individual.
Yeah.
Individual batting score. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, can you answer while you...
Yeah, I can, yeah.
What did Oscar say after his first win?
What did he
Short
say?
and
after-
sweet.
Yeah, nicely done.
No.
Do I get any leeway here?
No. Very, very special.
Oh, wow, yeah, that was
Very, very special.
what an iconic moment.
Well, I looked it up because I know, there's a lot of turmoil. And his long-ass quote had something about, got a bit ugly at the end there, but that was it.
There's a lot of turmoil.
In that first win.
Okay, fair.
Fair?
Okay, that's where you're going with it. Fine, fair enough. Yep.
You got
Okay,
it wrong. That's all I
next.
care about.
Let's keep.
What
this
is
going.
Oscar's 2025 salary?
Well, hang on. In euro,
It didn't specify.
20 mil.
Yeah, 25. So no.
25.
25 million.
Okay, where are you pulling these numbers from?
Oh my God. What does it
There's
matter?
probably-
Everything's speculation.
There's probably 10 sites that have a different.
Yeah, that's fine. Look, I'll give it to you because you're fucking whatever. Because you're crying. Well, that's why I'm giving it to you. Not because you're right. What was Oscar's salary in 2023?
Well, not 20 million.
Correct. Something more
Um,
specific wouldn't hurt.
Was low. I know he made allegedly he made a good amount in bonuses.
Give me the base salary.
1 mil
2 million.
Yeah.
2 million, but I did see it was up to 8 million with
bonuses.
bonuses and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Ricardo's first year with Red Bull, he was like 800k. So you say low, but
Yeah.
could be worse.
Yeah. Okay.
His first year
yeah.
with Red Bull Racing, like
800k. Jeez. That's tough. That's hard living right
a hard
there.
beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Oscar happy to play number 2 to Lando?
No.
That's not what I want from you.
I'm not a number 2 driver.
No, that's not what he did.
I don't know where you're going with this.
The Drive to Survive. Wow, you suck, man. The Drive to Survive question. It was exactly that. Are you happy to play number 2 to Lando? And he goes, no. That's what I wanted
You
from
really
you.
are scraping the barrel of questions here.
Oh, man.
I feel sorry for
How did that not take you to that place?
I feel sorry for our 14 fans right
That's They weren't all fans.
now. And I thought you didn't watch Box Box Banter. I'm sorry.
I actually sadly do watch that.
Well, I caught the end of your comment of they're not all fans, and my mind straight away switched to haters. Sorry,
They can't be haters because they don't watch.
I didn't think you watched Drive to Survive.
No,
So-
but that is all over TikTok
Yeah, right.
and Facebook.
Okay, but I said no.
But that's not what I wanted from you. See, look, my answer.
Wow. My questions were way
My
better
answer.
than this.
So you ready? Look. No, that's the answer.
My questions were better than this. This is a terrible quiz.
Hey, speculation, brother. If we get more than 14 views, that's your answer. That's a cross. What is Oscar's girlfriend's name?
Oh, he's got so many goddamn sisters. Lily?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good job. Great job. Killer.
Yeah. I'm not proud of myself for knowing that one.
Yeah. No. I'm proud of you. What foot does Oscar break with?
Left.
Yep. Good job. I had to throw a few in there just so
Yeah, so
you
you
just so
really
you
did
didn't
have
land
to-
on 0.
Yeah.
This is at the point I was like, man, I don't know if I can get to 30 here.
Okay. So they're going to get real obscure from here. And they haven't already been. Okay. I'm worried.
These are Oscar Piastri facts, you see. What is Oscar's parents' name?
Oh, what kind of stupid question is that?
So you don't know?
I know the mum's Nicole, but I
Yes.
don't know the dad.
Oh, I'll give you half. How's that sound?
Great.
Half. Half a point.
What was the dad's name?
Chris.
Yeah, I'd never.
Chris
yeah.
co-owns
I know he co-owns the
HP Automotive,
yeah for
multi-million-dollar.
clocking dyno equipment. Yeah. Yep.
It's
It's actually I only looked into this the other day because I knew
so
that.
you didn't know his name, but you know everything else about him and his
Well,
career.
no, it's not like you click on the page and it's like, hey, I'm Chris and this is what the fuck I do. it was the business showing cars drifting and looking badass.
Yeah.
So anyway, I looked into it the other day because I caught a little bit of an interview and he sort of mentioned that he came up from a decent upbringing.
Oscar,
Yeah.
clearly, yeah.
He wasn't like from the slums. Yeah.
He's from Melbourne.
Yeah, and mentioned about like having a connection, like his dad will travel a lot for his work and whatever. So I was like, clearly his dad's in the automotive industry. But I was like, what did he do? Did he go to a dealership or what? And when I looked it up, I was like, that is probably the coolest thing that you could have come from in terms of like an automotive family. It could have been used car sales. It could have been it could have been owning a franchise or whatever it was. But like making dyno equipment for like high powered performance vehicles, I was like, baller.
Yeah, street races.
I was like, I can't even hate that. That is so
And
like.
And the thing that most impresses me, he might have come from money, but he's very good.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, it's not like he's come from money and he's here because of that.
Yeah.
Even if he had no money, if he just got the right opportunities, he'd still be here, right? It's
Assume so.
opportunity
I
and
mean,
money.
karting isn't a poor man's sport by any means.
Okay.
But yeah.
Lance is here. Is pretty much.
Why aren't you karting? I see how well you do in the sim rig.
Well, that's.
Why aren't you out on the tarmac?
You still
Why?
need money.
Why are you doing fake racing? What are you scared?
Terrified, actually. Let's get him carts.
Yeah.
Does Oscar have siblings?
Yeah, he's got. I want to say 3 sisters.
Yeah, good job. Yeah. Can you name them?
No.
For fun, because I didn't. No, I couldn't be bothered.
No, great. Let's move on.
What was Oscar's first kart manufacturer?
I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know a kart manufacturer. That's a stupid question.
FA kart.
Great.
Fernando Alonso kart.
In Australia? Or was this when he went?
Yeah. No, this is Australia. Yeah. They're over here.
What's Mark doing? Missed an opportunity there.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. I remember when the FA karts came out, because I had mates in.
You don't have friends.
I had.
What?
Had was the key word.
Why? Okay, yeah. Fair,
Actually, you know what? I wouldn't call them mates.
No.
I had class acquaintances that did karting, and they got one of them.
I knew people.
One of them got an FA kart, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Okay. So what you're trying to tell me.
He's not a current world champion.
No, what I was going to say is like you and your friends come from money.
Me?
You and like your friends, like you got your little friend group that you pretend you have. You'll come from money and.
I just said they weren't friends.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Who are Oscar's idols?
Wait, in F1,
He had 4 majors. One of them is an F1 driver.
you want me to name 4?
I'll
What
give you one hint.
is this?
I'll give you one hint.
Great. Wait, hang on, but that doesn't cover 4.
No. Well, you could argue it covers 2. You just won't know how. But yeah. Can you name his Formula 1 icon?
Ooh,
I'm very impressed by his icon. I don't think many people consider this.
I feel like it was. I don't remember his name now. I can picture it. Prost. I feel like it was Prost.
Yeah.
It was Prost?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, so are you going to give me the point for that?
Yeah,
All right.
I'll give you a point.
And then
for
the
that.
other 3 are non-F1 related persons?
Yeah.
All right. So one's a basketballer. I'm going to say his era is Kobe.
No, it was Michael Jordan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's everyone's hero.
Yeah,
Right? So
yeah.
that would have been the easy answer.
Yep.
But I didn't actually because he's born in 01. Did he even watch Jordan ever play?
He was in the Wizards for 2 years there while he was alive.
We don't talk about that. Why are you bringing that up?
Yeah,
We don't want that on our show.
Chris, just repeat that.
Okay. And then is there a second baller?
No.
Okay.
There's another Michael there.
There's another Michael.
Yeah.
I know one's an AFL player. Right.
That's not listed.
Okay. Cricket?
Cricket.
Is that the Michael?
No, no. I nearly wrote that Michael down though, just because I was on the Michael train.
I don't know who his idol, or he considers his idol in cricket. I wouldn't even know where to begin with that one. That would have to have been on the Australian cricket team. Maybe a fast bowler because
As a captain,
he's a captain. Okay.
and not a Michael captain.
Yeah. Captain, not Michael. Ponting?
Yep.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. I was kind of thinking. I was like, who seems like the most Piastri
Yeah.
like?
And since you're on such a train,
Yep.
the 4th and final is an Olympian and a Michael.
An Olympian and Michael. I don't know.
Swimmer.
Klim?
No, Phelps.
Oh, Phelps.
I'll give you the tick for that. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought he was very, very much like loyal to all Australians.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I would have
besides,
100% thought he would have picked an Aussie swimmer, but
Yeah.
imagine having a swimmer as your idol.
Yeah. It's a bit. I mean, it's probably time frame wise growing up watching the Olympics.
Well, that's
Makes
true.
sense.
'Cause, yeah,
I like that he that Process is Formula 1 guy.
yeah, I like that too. I
Like, that's
respect-
a little
actually,
bit left field.
Speaking of, can I change my Hall of Fame induction?
The professor. And I
Yeah.
feel like he's got that similar sort of mindset.
They've been compared before in terms of their style, so it makes sense that he's
I mean, Alain
taking a
Prost
lot
was
of influence from him.
was a non-executive something at Alpine when
Yeah, right. So they even had
when
that
Oscar
sort of
was
like,
coming through Alpine's system.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
How tall is Oscar?
Oh,
1.7
that's a
meters.
stupid question.
Yeah, 1.7. So you wrong? You happy with me?
Did you measure his dick as well?
That wasn't listed. There was a lot that Google AI was just like, no.
You know why? There's no measuring tapes big enough.
I got an 8 meter that beg
by the way-
to differ.
You're welcome, Oscar.
Yeah. That's the reverse of a drive-by. I like that one.
Yeah.
Which drivers did Oscar overtake for most Australian wins by an Australian in a season? Sorry, that worded.
Yeah,
Wrong.
you've bamboozled me.
Which drivers did Oscar overtake for most wins in a single season by an Australian?
Like, so he now has that record? Is that what
He
you're saying?
has the record for the most
Right.
wins by an Australian in a single
Brabham?
season. Yep.
Yep.
Drivers, plural.
Brabham and Alan Jones.
Yep. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, cool.
What 3 championships did Oscar win before F1? And yes, there was 3.
Yeah, F2, F3, and then I don't know where you're going to go with this. I know he won.
There's only one way to go, and it's the answer.
Yeah. I don't know what any karting thing
No,
is,
not karts.
but I know
It's,
that I know.
okay.
Have some faith. I know that he won remote control karting thing.
Okay, it's open wheel stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I don't know what the other one is.
Formula Renault. Formula Renault, Formula 3, Formula 2, yeah. He's the only driver in history to win 3 open wheel categories before getting to Formula 1.
And will be the only driver if he does win F1 to win them all.
Well, yeah,
which makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah. Makes absolute perfect
Just wanted
sense.
to clarify that, just in case
So
anyone was struggling to follow.
That was a no, because you got the 2 easy ones right.
So 2 out of 3 is a no.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
What is Oscar's favourite movie? And don't scoff at this, because...
I don't think I've ever heard this. But it's funny, because I know Liam Lawson's goddamn favourite movie, so that kind of...
What is it? Shark's Tale?
Cars.
Oh, that was close. He's a fucking child.
I can't think of ever recalling him ever talk about movies, so I wouldn't even know where to start. Is it a racing movie? Fast and the Furious.
No.
Damn. Okay.
Oh, wait. I know.
Yeah.
Because you did that to me last week.
Okay.
You're so confident.
Wow, you're really
Yeah, man.
You're really holding on to something
you're,
right?
you're doing terribly, by the way.
My questions were at least very good questions.
Oh, come on, man. This is the whole... If you're an Oscar fan, if you watched all of his shit, this stuff, this was in an interview. This is... You can go watch
I
on
guarantee
YouTube.
you didn't know almost all of these.
No, but you're on the stand here, not me.
Okay.
I'm just saying, this if it's an interview,
Right.
if you were balls deep inside Oscar
Am I going
and his content...
Did
Did
Chris
I
just,
answer the question?
Did Chris just trip over the extension cable? Or are we shutting down?
Did I answer? Did I tell you what the movie was?
No.
The Gentleman.
Yeah, I've never heard that. That's a
fine.
recent movie
Yeah,
too.
2019. I'll write that down.
Right.
2019. All right.
Oh, good
True
on
or false? Oscar listens to music pre-race for hype or calm.
True.
False.
Cool.
Which I thought was very strange because
Again, another stupid question.
He's not much of a fan of music.
That shows how little you know about him.
According to what I read, he likes... It was a really dumb category, but he said he's not like...
No, he's into house music, and
That's
he
what it was.
posts
House and drums? House and bass.
Yeah,
Something.
he's drum and bass.
That's it.
Idiot.
That's what I'm saying. I don't-
But he's very famous for having
Uneducated swine.
Yeah, exactly. He's very famous for having a elite playlist that he likes to continually build on when
Amazing.
he does his post-race Insta posts. So
Okay. Awesome. But he doesn't listen to pre-race and he doesn't...
I guess I just have to take your word for that.
True or false? Oscar can speak multiple languages.
What is with these questions, dude?
Can you stop being a hater, man?
True.
Some of the shit
True.
that's false. Man, can we not...
See,
you
again,
asked me last week, true or false, is Daniel Ricciardo right fucking handed?
Yeah, but that was one left field question.
These aren't left field. You just got them
You
wrong.
don't think any of these are left field?
Man.
Okay.
Oh,
Continue.
No more than what yours were. What's his fashion brand? Fuck off.
Dude,
What?
It has millions of followers. It's
That's
been around
great.
for years.
That's
He has his
great.
own stand
We're a
at the
Formula
F1.
One podcast.
He has the-
Are we about to start up the Box Box Banter fashion?
He has.
Pod?
He used to have the merch at the Australian Grand Prix.
So does Red Bull. So does Ferrari. They
What
got merch.
does? I even forgot your question. It was so stupid.
What is Oscar's dog's name?
I didn't even know he had a dog.
Fuck, good. It's Basil. Good fan you are.
Can we wrap this up?
You don't even know he had a dog.
Can
I
we-
didn't.
can we wrap this up?
Apparently, one of his dogs died in January, and they made a big deal about it. Huge
Okay.
deal. Did
Okay.
you see that?
No.
You're getting butthurt. This is great. You're getting butthurt because you don't know as much as you thought you did.
Okay.
When did Oscar first attend the Australian Grand Prix?
I don't know, when he was 12.
2015. He was Kvyat's grid kid.
Okay.
A lot of X's on this page.
There is no racing questions here. No
Oh.
racing questions.
I'll go back through if you want,
Yeah.
and you probably got them all wrong.
Okay.
What is Oscar most afraid of?
I don't know.
Spiders. I can't believe how butthurt you are.
Hurry up.
What was Oscar's first career in racing?
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know.
You said it before.
Okay. I still don't know.
Oh, you're a bitch. You're being a bitch. Remote controls. You said it before.
That's a career now, is it?
It was. He started. It's a professional sport.
Okay.
You're unbelievable.
Well, we got a whole
You know what?
Hall
I'm
of
not-
Fame. We got a whole Hall of Fame
I'm
section
not
to
even
get
giving
through.
you question 30. Since
It's-
you're being like that.
It's that bad, is it?
I'm not giving it to you.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's it. We're wrapping up.
Yep. You
Do you want to quickly tally up? Or no? Or do you want to just leave it?
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and a half.
What did you get last week?
I didn't go back and check.
Okay. But you shot off I think you just shot off that you got 50%. So
I'm guessing.
you reckon you got 15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go back and double check.
All right. Let's get into the actual.
I can't believe how sad you are.
I'm not sad.
You're sad.
No.
You're so sad.
I had more faith in your questions.
You know more about off-stuff track. I think your questions about Ricardo proved that. So I give you off-track questions. And you didn't get all the on-track questions right. How many starts? Wrong. What's his point scoring streak? Wrong. His first debut, you got that right. Fastest laps? Wrong. You got the F2 question right. Why is he right? There's a lot.
Okay. All right. Shall we get into the Hall of Fame stuff?
Sad boy. Let's do it.
I'm not
You're
sad.
sad.
No. You want me to go first then?
Yeah, give us your first driver.
Okay. I definitely overthought these ones a little bit because I was trying to think, who are you going to pick? And I already knew probably four names straight off the list, which I'm not going to say.
Yeah.
That I was like, you'll probably just bang. These are your drivers.
This is the thing. Like the reason we broke it down into 2 drivers and etc.
Yeah.
Again, we're going to do this for 75 more years as long as you can stop being so sad. We don't want to just reel off the top 5 drivers everyone knows about.
Yeah.
And then in 3 years' time, there's no drivers left. So we broke it down to even things out a little bit.
All right. Well, my first driver is Kimi Räikkönen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That sucks. He's one of mine.
Really? You picked Timmy?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
Well, that's all right. Yeah. We can have a dual inductee. You just get 9 this year.
God, I hope for the sake of the podcast we have a different second driver.
Yeah, well,
the podcast quality is dipping hard.
Well, it might be a short one. So why do you think he's a Hall of Fame?
Okay, well,
driver?
First of all, like I said, I thought for sure, and I'll now rattle off some names because we've pinned the same driver.
Yeah.
For sure that you're going to say probably Senna and Alonso, and I was like,
whoa. I said no current drivers.
No, I know that. Afterwards, I was like, okay, so Senna,
right.
and then, I was like, you'll probably want to go down the Aussie route, maybe. And then you mentioned no Aussies, so I was like, okay. And then I was like a little bit worried at that stage of like, okay, so you're not picking your favorite drivers. So should I pick your favorite drivers then? Like,
what's not about favorite drivers? We've recently talked about Mark Webber.
You want to talk about the drivers that you know the most about.
Yeah, exactly right. But we've just recently done a Webber video, and we gave him a lot of his
so he gets
history.
Punished.
And Ricardo, we just did a Ricardo last week,
so they get punished.
Not punished. They've got their time.
Yeah,
and then I'm not going to be able to spit up some Alan Jones,
what fact talking points?
Yeah. I don't want to just reel off some facts, I'll talk from the heart.
I picked Kimi for very simple reasons. He's got a championship. I think, at least at this stage, while the concept of Hall of Fame is new, you probably want to pick world champions.
Yeah.
You're not going to pick a 2-time Grand Prix winner.
I thought about it. People who've changed the sport. So you got, as an example, Jacques Villeneuve, world champion.
Yeah.
Got to be one of the worst. One of the worst world champions.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't foresee him ever making it into my Hall of Fame list. Right? I don't think he altered the sport that much.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got many fans. I don't think he brought much personality.
Yeah.
Even now, we've seen him we occasionally see him not real good.
Yeah. I like that the general F1 community too as well thinks the same way.
Yeah.
And they're like, why is this guy here? Yeah. And why is he such a hater?
I think, to be honest, him and his dad might fit in a Hall of Fame other category as inductive family, because getting 2 world champions across 2 people, same with the Rosbergs, might be a. So I think that's where
that's a little bit. That's a drive away against Nico, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
I give Nico his flowers for what he did against.
But there's been a few. But what's more important? And talking about the Naismith Hall of Fame, there's multiple people in there that are in there multiple times. So Rosberg could go on himself, and then another year him and his dad can go on together. Same with the Hills.
All right. Well, the reasons why I had, first and foremost for me, dude's entertaining. Yeah. Just straight up. Great in the media, great personality.
Yeah.
I do feel he's missed,
I think so.
Leaving the grid recently. Yeah. More recently than you even think too.
Yeah.
And he's very much removed from the sport too. You don't really see anything about him. There's drivers that usually kind of hang around.
Well, I think his son, we'll probably hear more soon in the next 5-10 years, which is not soon, but his son's coming through the ranks, so that'll be exciting.
Yeah, that'll be cool. I like the way he always handled himself.
Yeah.
He won with Ferrari. That is like peak
Schumacher levels.
Yeah, that's
effectively.
That is peak difficulty level.
Yeah, I mean, he's the last world champion. He did it in the hardest time.
Yeah, like bro went. F1 championships seem too easy. What's the hardest way to win one? I'll join Ferrari.
Yeah.
Especially as someone who is not Italian.
Yeah.
What else do I have? I don't know. Not much really beyond that. I think
a big reason. So I've gone like, again, he's my driver that's not so much for the world championship.
Mm-hmm.
Like he got one. He's a great driver. So he's a shoe-in anyway.
He did the whole Jordan thing as well where he left.
Yeah, he left. Yeah.
So tried something else for a bit and then came back.
He left Ferrari. He made that choice.
Yeah.
Which meant leave the sport.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes and does rally and then just decides to come back.
Yeah.
And then he comes back with Lotus and then just really, like, I wasn't watching Formula One live in the mid-2000s.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen interviews, so he's still the same person, but it's like he doubled it up when he came back. Or there was a lot more media and social media, so you got a lot more of it.
Yeah.
But like some of the stuff, crashes in Monaco, goes, sits on the boat.
Yeah.
Has some beverages on the yacht.
It could even be just be that thing of as you get older and you get a different perspective on things and you kind of learn what really matters and what really doesn't, and that there isn't really any rules, Formula One is an entertainment product.
Yeah.
It's not life and death.
No.
It's not something that's having a greater good on the world. It's
true.
It's 20 rich dudes traveling around the world, racing cars
for an hour and a half on a Sunday.
For an hour and a half on a Sunday in what I would argue is 80% boring. And that is as
and
people who are true fans.
So he really to make it entertaining.
Yeah,
he was a great character.
It shows that personality is definitely more important to sport than maybe raw talent.
Yeah.
And like I'll even sort of extend this to Piastri because we just love talking about Piastri.
For sure.
He has had comparisons to Raikkonen, but I like, even though he seems to be very technical and precise and he's kind of cut from a certain type of driver, he's not dry as, he's not boring as dog shit. Like he's interesting. He still has personality there.
Yeah.
And I think that then makes you want to support and watch him more. And that's what the sport needs is guys that, whether they are rebels or rule breakers or people who aren't afraid to be themselves. And that's what Raikkonen was.
I think that's the last sort of leap Oscar needs. He's very well media trained.
Yeah.
He needs to forget about all that.
Yeah.
Like once he's more comfortable maybe within his seat to just fly off the wagon a little bit and get some of that. Like he's got the same dry, don't give a fuck attitude, but he's not willing to express it to that extent where he will get out of the car and say...
And we've only seen little flourishes of it here and there where he's now starting to drop F-bombs and be a little bit more outspoken against teams or drivers, like the whole incident with Colapinto, and he calls out Colapinto for being a wanker.
Or even the move world champion, that one.
Yeah.
Like that was a little cheeky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Raikkonen... He doesn't slot in for being a 100-plus race winner, 7-time champ. He gets in for himself, his character, what he brought to the sport, the amount of fans he would have had. Like, you said 800 Grand Prix drivers. He must be in the top 10 as far as fan base. People enjoyed watching him. Okay.
When I did look into it, I was surprised that he did only win the one, too. Because I was like, he feels like a driver who could have snagged 3.
Yeah.
2 at the minimum.
Yeah.
So
again, Ferrari.
Yeah.
I mean, he was hot shit. Coming in McLaren. Fucking awesome. And we've talked about the 2003 Brazilian Grand Prix.
Yep.
And second year. I think it was a second year.
Yeah.
And
in the wet.
It was in the wet.
Yep.
And he killed that race for the most part.
Yeah.
But then the commentators, all they could talk about was how he just dominated Coulthard, his teammate. And you could see his skills then. Unfortunately, whatever
that's
did
the
happen.
closest thing you can get to a direct comparison, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you got a seasoned driver, or more seasoned driver at least at that point. And then a very green driver who was
running rings around him.
Yeah, super comfortable in the situation.
And then very good in Ferrari. Leaves on his terms for whatever reason, left, comes back, gets in the Lotus, just brings so much culture and so much excitement and fan base to that team. Like, awesome,
that's true,
awesome looking car, but then you got
a real character in it.
Yeah.
And something to really vouch for.
Now you're willing to fork out your $100 for the $100 back then.
And then because he must hate himself, he goes back to Ferrari.
Yeah.
And was Vettel's teammate. So, but very good, very good.
All right. Well, since I listed him, why don't you give me your second driver?
Look, I had to go Ayrton Senna.
Okay.
Like I had to.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it.
No. Okay. Because I knew for sure you're going to have him as one.
Yeah, and that's half the reason I put it in there. I'm like, I have to. He'll get missed out.
So do you think that he's the greatest F1 driver of all time? Like, if you had to rank them, like seriously sit down and be like, all right, who's number one? Forget about wins and Grand Prix. Like,
that's the thing.
The greatest to ever be in the car.
Yeah.
Is he the number one guy, do you think?
Yeah, I'll just say yeah. I mean, like you said, you take away the race wins and all that. He only had 10 years, maybe 9.5 technically.
Yeah.
Or a bit over 9 years.
Yeah.
3 championships. You know, trucks like Monaco that are notoriously difficult.
Well, no mistakes,
6
right?
wins.
You can't afford a single mistake or your race is over.
And he threw one away. So he could have had 7 out of, I guess he probably did 9. Like he could have had 7 out of 9 at that track.
It's pretty crazy to think about. I mean, like Monaco gets a bad rap, especially these days. But I think if you boil down to what Monaco really is, it's who's got the biggest balls to go the fastest around the track and push the limits to the extreme to basically
Monaco.
get the pole position to get the win.
Yeah.
Right? It's not so much about racing craft. It's about pure speed in that environment.
His sack size.
Yeah. And for him to, what was it, potentially get 7 out of 9, but he got 6, is it?
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people...
this is in an era where there was far less technology and far less information.
Yeah.
A lot of it is
and the barriers were a lot closer, like literally.
Yeah, a lot of it is just purely on feel and like confidence in your ability, the tires, the track, the conditions.
Yeah, they say Monaco now has no runoff or no room for error, but it's got 5 times as much room for error now as it did back then. You know?
I think this is what makes me sad about the sport where it is. And like, you know, it's easy to shit on something. But you look at those eras and like I get that maybe the duty of care wasn't as good as what it should have been in those days. And us as humans and as a society, and again, seeing it as like an entertainment package essentially. No one should lose their life. Fortunately, he still did in the end. But, you know, I do look at that era and I think, man, like that is wild. Like you look at what they had to deal with and they didn't know any different. And you look at what we have now and like, I don't want to harp on about it, but I still look at what happened at Spa and Silverstone this year because of the tires. Yeah. And the drivers were just too scared to race. And like, I get it. No one wants to have an accident and crash, but it's like, look at what they were doing once upon a time. And now the package, the entertainment package that you have, it should be the best it ever is. Yeah. And yet we've gone the wrong way.
Well, that's the interesting thing. Like if they had a wet Silverstone in the 90s, the track surface is probably way less capable. Tires aren't as capable.
Downforce.
Cars aren't as capable. The only thing that might be measurable is the driver. Yeah. And back then they'd send him out there.
And I know that they'll pull down the vision thing, but I will still argue black and blue that you have to drive to the conditions.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
You know, there's all these safety features are put into place, the runoffs, the barriers. So if the worst case scenario happens, hopefully you've accounted for it. Yeah. And like, yes, there's still a percentage that something you could never have foreseen occurs, but I mean, look at this season, how many lack of incidents are. And again, we're in an era where there's a lot of rookies on the grid. Yeah. And to me, it's like, okay, we've over-engineered it now. Yeah. We've gone too far in the wrong direction.
I mean, you look at, they never would have foreseen the Grosjean incident. No. Someone splitting the barrier, someone Formula 1 car splitting in half. Like that had everything. Grosjean even being wedged under the barrier. Yeah. Everything went wrong and he was able to get out. Yeah. That should be, Formula 1 should look at that and go,
take confidence from
we have nailed this. Like, he got out still. Yeah. Safety crews within seconds on site with their fire extinguishers. Learn from it. Don't let the barriers be that.
Worst case, don't let them the worst thing that happened is he lost his eyebrows and had toasty fingers for a bit.
Exactly right.
But dude was back racing in no time.
Yeah.
You know?
Like that, things like that. Many factors they wouldn't have anticipated.
Just FYI, I know we've taken a little tangent, but how scary did Grosjean look without eyebrows?
Yeah, very scary. And his hands all
Yeah. He would have thought that he was the boss for a little while there. That was pretty killer way to walk
swan
around.
song moment.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people will give Ayrton a bit of a negative look because of his ruthlessness. But I think you look at anybody you would regard as the best is ruthless.
Yeah, and I think it's that thing of understanding the rules and then knowing how to take advantage of them. And I guess we're seeing that with Verstappen these days. So you could pop him into that sort of same.
That's what I mean. He's ruthless. Schumacher's ruthless.
Yeah.
Hamilton, maybe you could. But he didn't have to be.
He doesn't.
He didn't have to be. He's never had. Like you could say Rosberg.
Look, I'd say out of those names, Senna, Schumacher, Verstappen, and Hamilton comes off the best, and that might be purely because the car was
the best car,
the best out of the four of them at that time.
And he's never had, like we've talked about Prost tonight, and he was known as a professor, and he was one of the best. And I think he got 4 championships. He was great. That was Senna's teammate for a long time. That's who he had to deal with. You know, like Schumacher He never had the teammate for sure. But then at that time, cars were a lot more even, and he had opposing teams to battle. And he showed his ruthlessness, especially in the 90s with Benetton. You know, so I think it just shows you can't knock him down for the ruthlessness. That's another aspect that makes you great.
Yeah. Okay, so my second driver then. Let me give you a little backstory.
Okay.
I like to give you a little build up.
Yep. Give me the juice.
Okay, so this is where I was thinking with this one. I was looking again. I sort of eliminated a pool of drivers that I thought that you'd be picking from.
I'm shocked. I left Schumacher out because I thought maybe you'd give it to him, but I couldn't pick Senna and Schumacher in one, so he's gonna have to wait.
Look, I don't know if I would consider myself a big Schumacher fan in general.
I think he's an obvious shoe-in.
Yeah, like he's going to be on the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but I think we I don't know your driver yet, but we'll talk ourselves into exactly why Schumacher's not picked yet.
All right, so I'll give you my train of thought. So I was looking at drivers from an early era because it's definitely an era that I admire and respect greatly. Is that sort of 70s and 80s era?
Yeah.
And especially now that we've gone back and watched some of those races, it almost boggles the mind that they did some of the things that they did. And you're just like, wow.
They strapped themselves to weapons of destruction and just hoped for the best.
Anytime you get to see that in-car cockpit view stuff, and you're like, they're shifting, they're clutching, they're in a tugboat. You know,
you need a ticket to get into one of them things nowadays.
Nuts. Yeah. So anyway, great respect and admiration.
Yeah.
So naturally, the driver I kind of wanted to go towards was Nigel Mansell because, Mo Bros.
Yeah.
But, I was like, I know he's safe, so I'll leave him for a bit.
Safe as in you knew I wouldn't select him.
I knew you wouldn't select him, yeah.
Okay. He didn't cross my mind, but
plus,
adversary.
He's a Brit, so it felt a little dirty and kind of like cheating.
It's a bit too too soon.
Yep. So anyway, continuing on my path, one driver I really would say piqued my interest in Formula One as I was getting more into the sport was James Hunt.
Yeah.
And number of reasons, bit of a party boy, very popular with the ladies, had a movie made about him. There's a lot of lore around him and what he did.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about it, like over the last few days when we sort of came to an agreement, this is what we'll do for the episode. He was definitely someone I was thinking about. And, he only won the one championship.
Yeah.
And it's heavily documented.
I think he has less than 10 wins as well.
Yeah. So the more I looked into him, the more I was actually talking myself out of him.
Yeah.
I was like, he didn't actually achieve a whole ton in the sport. And then sort of going back, I was like, he's famous for his rivalry with Niki Lauda.
Yep.
And I was looking back at what the advantages that he got to win that championship.
Yeah.
So when you talk about people who changed the sport, I don't think he did. I do think he was an entertaining driver and he brought a lot of eyes on the sport.
Maybe like the initial version of a Timmy.
Yeah.
The fans just like, this guy's fucking cool.
But I don't necessarily think that his world championship was the hardest championship ever won. I think a lot of things fell into his favor.
Well, the movie depicts Lauda give up the ghost.
And
in
if
the
you
last
haven't
race.
seen the movie, it's fine.
Read a book.
Yeah. Just check out the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
But again, the more I was sort of thinking about it and looking into it, the more I actually shifted my respect to Lauda. The more I was like, that guy was actually a legend.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't write down too many notes for him.
So that's your inductee?
So that's my inductee,
Oh,
Nicky
I like
Lauda.
it. That's really good.
Yeah. So he won the 1975, the 1977, and then he won again in 84. So I think
It's a
even
pretty
that
spread.
big spread, yeah. So he was the best driver over a pretty good block of period, like and quite a big time frame between his second world championship and his
even
third world championship.
Between the 70s and 80s, the cars changed quite a bit
So you have to adapt to it,
as
right?
well. Yeah.
But then you throw in the horrific crash that he had. Now, how many people would have gone through something like that and just quit and been like, man, count my lucky stars, I didn't die then. And just take that as a sign and be like, and he was already world champion by that point, wasn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So like, what do you want to come back for? You know?
Take the hint.
So that to me is like a whole nother level of like, man, that takes some balls to survive that, to go through that. And like, that's not an easy recovery. I mean, when we were watching F1 and he was still alive, the dude had been through something horrific, you know.
He never, like, it's scar tissue from fire. Like, and it lived with him forever.
Yeah. So I don't know. I look at that and I think it's easy to fall in love with someone like James Hunt and the kind of person he was.
Yeah.
But I actually respect Lauda a lot more for what he did in the sport and how he sort of came through the sport, what he had to endure. Like there was definitely seemed like everything was against him. And there's kind of almost, from a biased perspective, kind of shades of that to Aussie drivers. Aussie drivers have constantly had to endure a lot of bullshit and overcome it, and no one really has been able to. And hopefully this is the first year we get to see that, because he certainly has had his spoonful of bullshit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really respect Nicky Lauda.
I commend that. That's an awesome pick. He never left the sport. That was the thing. He stopped as a driver,
and I think
he just stuck around within teams.
That's a sign of a true racer, like someone who's out of the sport, and it's now it looks unrecognizable to when you were in it.
Yeah,
and you know he's in the bleachers for Mercedes, and he's
and he was to the point. And when we covered 2016 when his two drivers crashed in Spain, and he's just like, "This is my opinion." Yeah, from what I saw on track.
So I think there's drivers who have done it, been more successful and maybe done it better than him, but I think you look at what he had to go through and what he survived, and then the fact he stayed around the sport, he didn't give up on it. Yeah. I think that's like, I commend him for that.
Yeah. I mean, you see again, like, your Ricardos who just, and your Raikkonens, as we just said, just disappear. Raikkonen, I feel like he was kind of just like, that's a stepping stone in his life. Yeah. Like, that's probably his point of view. Like, Formula One, been there, done that. Yeah. Moving on.
That was a fun 10 years.
Like, it's not his life. Like, it seemed like it was Lauda's. And obviously, Ricardo's, gone sad mode and disappeared.
Yeah, and I think that's, there's something very commendable in that. Like, I mean, everyone's different. No, I'm not saying every racer should they owe Formula One something, you should be around. But what I'm, I guess, saying is the direct comparison to James Hunt, someone who was like, it was almost like he was there more for the women and the money and the booze and the partying and whatever. And obviously he wanted to win the world championship, and it did seem like it was like heavily nudged his way to help him.
And again, he's a pom. So.
And then he wins it and whatever, and you don't really see much more of him from there.
He wasn't the driver to study the telemetry, the data, whatever they had back then, and put the extra mile into just where am I losing that bit of time. It's I'll go out and drive the car, I'll do the best I can, no doubt.
He was more interested in all the noise there, but liked the idea of being an F1 driver. Whereas like Lauda was the other side. He didn't want the noise. He didn't care for it. I don't know if he felt jaded about it. Whatever. Like, James Hunt's not even that good looking.
Nah. And it doesn't sound too good either.
No.
I've heard some commentary and it's like...
Yeah.
Oof.
But, he was there for the love of the sport. So, he's my inductee.
No, very good. Yeah. That's a good one.
All right. So, that's what the next one is. Track or race?
Track or a particular race, yeah.
All right, I'm very interested to hear what you chose here.
All right. So, again, long life ahead of us. Yeah. So I picked a track that is not an active track. Okay. Hopefully it will be again in the future.
Interesting.
Interesting you bring up Nicky Lauda because it is the Nürburgring.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, there you go. That was a nice little segue.
Yeah. So I have jotted down the long and short version, but mostly the short version.
Okay.
There's no way in hell the long version should exist on any official racing
calendar.
I don't understand how, like, The 24-hour cars, the GT cars still do it because it's just nuts. It's too long, like really.
Yeah.
But the short version, awesome racetrack. Awesome.
Is there any reason why it's not on the? Did that
It's obviously something to do with Germany, like because I know they used to do Nürburgring, and then the next year they do Hockenheimring.
Okay,
and they just alternate.
Yeah.
And then Nürburgring dropped away, and the only reason they kept going to the Hockenheimring is because Mercedes, funded Formula One going there.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if they own the track, but they funded them going there, and then they stopped funding it, and now there's no more Germany.
So yeah. Okay.
There's obviously something with.
It's a bit wild to think there's no more Germany.
Yeah.
On the calendar.
And those two tracks alone are awesome. But the Nürburgring track, like, you got the name and the iconicness of we're going to the Nürburgring.
Yeah.
Even if it's the short one, but awesome Formula One track.
Yeah, you make a good point. That's a good entry. I think it does feel a little bit wrong that the pinnacle of motorsport doesn't race at one of the pinnacle racetracks.
Cars, not just motorsport, you know. Every manufacturer takes their...
It will come down to money, whether it's ticket sales or whether it's too remote or some bullshit.
The tracks pay Formula One.
Yeah. So
it's obviously something to do with Germany and that's why Mercedes, so they must own that track, I guess. That's why, like, for whatever reason, whoever owns the tracks or Germany just don't care. I could see it for the Nürburgring. They get plenty of money and revenue.
Through
that
other
track
events.
runs daily.
Yeah.
That track's open daily.
Yeah.
For manufacturers to go do their time trials. There's people who live their life just driving other people's cars there, you know?
Yeah, I know that anytime they bring out supercars, the only thing that you'll generally hear is what to do in Nürburgring.
Yeah, well, any car. Your fucking Havel would have gone around the... sorry to throw you under the bus about what you drive.
Whoa.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell anyone. Chris can edit that out. Just BMW.
Well, let's not even go there. That almost ended in tears,
that would have gone around the Nürburgring, you know? That thing would have set a time.
Yeah.
Like, everything just goes around it.
Yeah, it's a big miss by F1. That's a shame. Yeah. Good one.
So I think it should be in there.
Well done for the Nürburgring. Make it to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And Formula One, they need to get their priorities in order, honestly.
Yeah,
it's a damn shame.
They did the right thing getting rid of the French Grand Prix.
Yeah.
I reckon
Haven't we punished the Germans enough?
They can get rid of one of these Arab tracks.
Yeah.
And bring them back.
Everyone knows about the money that surrounds those tracks, so yeah.
Well, get rid of one of the US tracks. No, they're in the market now.
Well, that's they're in the market. They're going to be there.
They're
especially
already
now,
in the market. So just get rid of...
Vegas signed a 10-year contract
Vegas,
or something.
Miami...
And Texas?
Vegas, yeah. And Coda, yeah. So that's three there. Like, come on.
Yeah.
You don't even like the sport that much.
Yeah. Do we really need Miami? Like, really?
Exactly. It's basically Vegas, right?
Yeah. Okay. My track goes to Interlagos.
Okay.
Brazil. Yeah.
That is one of your absolute favorites.
I love that track, dude. I honestly think that might be my favorite track to watch of the year.
Yeah.
I think when it's Brazil weekend, I'm like, here we go, baby. Let's go. I think
What's your biggest, come to your memory, come to your mind when you think about that track?
You know what it is? It's 2021. Hamilton v Verstappen.
Yeah. And that was when Hamilton came back from last.
Yeah.
Because he had the sprint, but then the sprint... No, because didn't the sprint dictate starting positions?
It did.
No, yeah, but then he had the penalties which applied to the Grand Prix.
Yeah,
so he still started from last,
Yeah, so
he had to do
it was
twice.
A moment of Verstappen's going to really pull away here and get some space.
Yeah.
But Hamilton didn't let him go, and then they had that little brouhaha on track, and it wasn't anything major like we saw basically in every other race after that.
Yeah.
But it was still a big talking point about their engagement.
Yeah.
That's probably what does, because it's kind of the most recent one.
Yeah.
But man, where do you stop? Like even last year, iconic.
Yeah.
Great race. Verstappen coming from 17th to first.
Two Alpines on the podium.
Insane.
We just Norris starting from pole and finishing out of the top 5.
Bottling the restart. Yeah. That also a highlight. That's tucked in the old cranium.
I think about Hülkenberg getting his first pole there.
Yep.
In the Haas.
Yep.
And then last year.
And that was when they're in the pits and he's on the car.
Because the rail was rained out. Yeah. And then it reminds me of last year, both Haas Haas was the only team that both the drivers had a Interlagos pole. And that was just doesn't make any sense.
Great track. I think it just feels like it feels true to F1 DNA, that track.
Yeah.
Anytime I play it on the video game, love it. It's so flowy. I can see why drivers would love it. It takes skill. Like it's not easy. You got to think about where you're positioning the car, how you're attacking the apexes, but it feels nice and flowy. It feels fast.
Yeah.
But I think I like tracks as well that each like segment feels kind of iconic.
Yeah.
Like there's some tracks where you're watching, you're like, I don't know where I am on the track.
Yeah.
Are they in the first
Speaking
sector?
of Miami and Vegas.
Yeah. Not that track. You know where you are at all times.
It's got undulation. It's got character. Again, I'm a huge Senna fan, so I've seen the documentary that many times.
Yeah.
Anyway, his whole win stuck in fifth gear, whatever, and then you got the podium celebration. His arms are all seized up. And,
the old school dramatics.
Yeah,
Love it.
you know. I mean, Hamilton drove that on McLaren last year.
Yeah, true. He did, didn't he?
And the crowd would have loved that.
Yeah.
I mean, Hamilton gets some special treatment because he's a big Senna fan, but
yeah. Look, there's a handful of tracks that I love, whether it's to play as like a gamer,
like the feel
to
of it.
watch,
yeah.
But that one, I often think that's number one. If I'm picking one to watch or one to play,
it's probably a good trackside as well. Like I imagine
it's a bucket list one.
I imagine if you're parked at turn one, it's one of the rare tracks you can see 1, 2, and 3, and you can see down the straight.
Come down the front straight,
right
hit
seat.
that S chicane, and then straight down that. Yeah.
And then if you're at sort of turn 5, you get the whole.
That's where you want.
You get 4, you get the back straight, you get around that
you make
next
a good
corner.
point. If someone's like, you can have a ticket anywhere on the grid, anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
That's probably like
you probably get a lot of vantage points.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about Melbourne. You get. Just get in front of you. You might get one corner, like nature of a street circuit.
Yeah.
But again, Interlagos got the undulation. You can see a lot. It's open. There's no the infield's grass. There's no infield for the spectators.
Yeah,
it's all around the out. So it's like a stadium. Design. You know, it's awesome.
It's great. Okay, let's move on to the next inductee.
Yep, team/car.
Do you want me to go first for this one?
Yeah, you can go first.
Yep. All right, I had no idea where you're heading with it, but I went with the McLaren MP4.
-4. MP4-4, 1988.
Sure. Yeah.
It's funny, man. I was going to put that down. Like, I think it's funny because we spoke before. What if we get the same thing? I'm like, this is our first one.
Yeah. We've got
our odds are like huge to not get the same, but the best are ever going to be. Some would say to not get the same drivers' cars. With I was this close, but I had the center in there, so I'm like, it's a bit, close for comfort.
For me, I definitely wanted to induct a car that was V12.
Yeah.
So straight away, I was like, bang, V12. What V12s did we have there? Obviously, it's an iconic livery and look. Everyone knows the McLaren. It's an easy pick. But, I mean, you talk about domination. 15 out of 16 race wins in 1988. Like that's, I think percentage-wise, it still owns the record.
I think
as the most dominant car in F1. So I think that you got to commend that. And McLaren's a team. It's an OG team, so that feels right. Many big names have been in and out of the McLaren. So well done to the MP-4. Yeah, I actually did think about bringing it in, and you know, just
reveal. Do you know which of the two won the championship that year?
It's funny because we did a whole thing on this sort of era not that long ago. Was Mansell in the car, or he came after?
No, this was Prost Senna.
Oh, Prost Senna. Okay, yep. Sorry, I was going Prost, but I was getting confused with Senna and Mansell. Yeah.
So who are you looking in?
No, I'm actually getting confused with Williams because then I'm
not like fully confident, so I won't say it. But I'm pretty sure Mansell never drove McLaren. So
yes, no, that's where I'm getting confused because then they all went.
Oh, you confused 94th? Yeah, okay.
Because then they all went.
Well,
all right, let's all go drive for Williams.
Literally, Prost and Senna, literally. Yeah. Well, you gonna answer the question? 50-50.
Yeah. I've had every 50-50 wrong tonight.
You have. Well, feel free.
Prost.
Yeah, good job. Yeah, no, that's everything about that car. I mean, I watched. There's actually a fucking really good. I'll send it to you. No doubt you didn't watch it. YouTube video.
Yeah.
On that car.
Yeah.
the designers break it down. Oh, man.
Like the designers for the aero or for the livery?
There
or
was
what?
3 guys there. No, not the livery.
Yeah.
Like the overall designer of the car,
Yeah.
like your...
I was going to say, what they went, hey,
Adrian Newey
Marlboro,
type.
can we use white and red?
Yeah, well,
sure.
they wanted... initially, the Marlboro they wanted it... Because, everything's about weight.
Yep.
No sticker. Bare carbon fibre.
Right.
Marlboro was just meant to be cut out of the white or the red.
Oh, yeah, yep.
But then Ron Dennis was like, it's not black enough.
Yeah,
it's not deep
right.
enough.
Yeah, okay.
That's the degrees they sort of went to,
Wow. Okay.
Awesome car. All right.
Who'd you go for?
So I went for Team Benetton.
Yeah, okay. Yep. How long did they run for?
It's real tough because it's one of them ones where, like now,
Yeah, it's like it's changed.
the team still exists in the same workshop as
Yep.
Benetton.
Yeah.
I can't remember which team it is now. Might be Alpine, maybe. I should have checked. They went until 2002, then they switched to like Renault bought in,
Well, it'd have to be Alpine then.
which
Yeah.
makes me think
Yeah.
that. But Benetton themselves, Benetton's a fashion brand.
I did know that, yeah. Yep.
Didn't know that till today.
A lot of brands in Formula One, you don't know what they are, and most of the time they turn out to be fashion brands.
That's true. Most you don't know what most of the sponsors are on the cars.
AlphaTauri is fashion.
Yeah.
Palm Springs, you see that one pop up on the houses. It's fashion. There's a lot. Yeah.
There is a lot. They initially started out as just a sponsor on Tyrrell, and then they started bought their own team.
Yeah.
But I think you'd consider them a pretty small team.
Yeah.
But then in the 90s, they go and just reel off 2 championships, and then they disappear.
Now they're just
And then they
stuck
have
in the mid pack.
Flavio. Well, it's a different team, you see.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
might be out of the same shed.
Yeah.
Might be a shirt change and a name brand change. But Benetton, as you think of it, the blue, I think the livery is pretty iconic. The blue, the green, sponsors everywhere. It's a sponsor mess.
See, what's the old saying? Blue and green should never be seen.
Yeah.
That was like, fuck that.
Flavio's like, no, not for us.
Yeah.
I think the cars, the iconic look of the cars, obviously that 90s era is probably got to be the favourite. It's great. The cars looked great. Everything looked great. Schumacher in the seat, 2 championships. We know the reason behind the 94.
Yeah.
We've gone through that. A lot of iconic moments in that car. And then the Schumacher and the Flavio, everything.
Yeah.
And then, just
good pick. I
disappeared
like
in 02. So,
I was very curious where you were going to go with your inductee. So, all right.
Final inductee.
The final inductee, and we'll wrap it up.
The special...
the honourable mention. Or the honourable inductee.
Spot.
So it can be anything, basically.
Absolutely anything, except for any of the top 4 categories.
Okay. All right. So, who you got?
Bernie Eccleston.
That's a solid, yeah.
I think he needed it. I think he needs a shout out. He was at the helm of the sport for so long, went through all of the changes to bring it into the modern time. And then obviously...
as, an entertainment package, right? That's what he was famous for.
I think
the broadcasting
he got it
rights.
Right.
And,
So I said to you beforehand that you might know more about this pick than me because you watched his doco. I didn't watch his doco.
I did watch his doco. Like, it wasn't the most thrilling of watches, but
No doubt. So I don't know heaps about him. I always thought growing up he owned F1, but he doesn't own F1. He didn't own F1. He was just...
No, he did at some point, and then he sold it, but then he was always attached to it as like...
the figurehead.
Yeah, so whenever there was like deals going on for broadcasting rights, he was often the person involved to help get the deals done. I think because he always had an interest in making sure that the sport was going to be seen first and foremost.
Yeah.
So he was always like, where is going to like get us the most eyes on the sport?
Yeah.
But he was also very prominent in driver moves. So I'm sure that he was the guy who told Eddie Jordan to hire Michael Schumacher.
Yeah.
Like, basically, like, this guy is something.
Yeah.
I know he's unproven, and I know you got, I think a driver was injured at the time or something. And I'm sure he was the guy who was like, put him in your car. And he was like, yes, sir.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about the injured thing because I was listening to, before Eddie died, I was listening to that pod. Oh, you listened to it as well, were you?
What, his
pod with
Formula
DC.
Fix?
Yeah,
Success?
Formula. I haven't listened to it since he
Direct
died.
Rivals?
Lol.
I've heard the episodes here and there.
I did listen to the episode. I can't remember what the driver was though. But you know, it's funny. Every single, like slightly off topic, but every single driver that came on that had something to do with Jordan, Eddie Jordan, like turmoil, like bad history.
Right. Yeah.
So he must have must be tough owning a team. But yeah, Bernie Eccleston, he's
Yeah.
got to be the biggest figure in the sport. I mean, he had the...
It's either him or Jackie Stewart. And I think then it probably depends on...
Why Jackie Stewart?
Well, I mean, I think I'm surprised at how many drivers get such a thrill in meeting him. Jackie Stewart. Right. And like, I think, because we're talking about...
Max feels?
Why? In what way?
Oh, sorry. I got Jackie Stewart confused with Nelson Piquet.
Disregard. No.
Chris,
no, come on, Jackie.
Cut that out. Yeah, I know who Jackie Stewart is. I just thought
Are you sure?
Yes, Sir Jackie Stewart to you.
Okay. Should we throw a photo of him up for you?
Make sure he's in his kilt. I know who...
I think, again, I like that he's around the sport still. And I'm always like, I've seen a number of interviews where they're like, oh, what was the moment for you? And they're like, when I met Sir Jackie Stewart. And it's like,
well, I think he's...
again, probably from a spectator point of view, you maybe don't really understand the weight behind that. But, from a driver point of view, they probably see that and they're like, is this real?
Yeah. Well, we've discussed Jackie Stewart in the past about him being the driver who made it through 60s, 70s. He survived that era and was successful at it. And he was the one who put a lot of the safety, was really started. Like, let's maybe start considering driver safety here.
Yeah, very pivotal for that.
Yeah. So I think that's probably why drivers get a huge, we're here today. Literally because of you. If people just kept dying like it's the fucking plague, not Formula One racing, probably get shut down at some point if they can't get under control. And Jackie Stewart's a huge part of that. So
that's why he's my... No, I'm just joking. That would have been a great segue.
I thought that was your inductee, and of course you're not allowed because he's a driver.
Yeah.
We're talking about me, Bernie.
Yeah. Well, it all just came from I guess you said that Bernie's probably the biggest name around the sport.
He's overlooks the whole thing. Not a driver, not all this and that.
But you should watch that documentary.
You look at him, little short fella.
So speaking of things that we send each other that we don't watch. So. Okay, my one. Do you want me to give you my honourable mention, who I wrote down initially and then changed, or you want?
Give me that. Yeah, give me that.
All right. So my honourable mention, who's not an inductee but was a nominee, was Ross Brawn, and I think it's because I really love the story around that Brawn team and losing the Honda money, and then what they did, funding. And
engine, no engine.
And
we got no engines. It's Fast and Furious reference.
Okay. You need to be more American.
Yeah.
Next one.
Yeah, he was just Chinaman. Chinaman. That's
okay. Sorry.
No engines.
This is Fast and Furious 1, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
A couple of Nissan SR20s premium around here.
We got to boost up JVCs.
Yeah.
Anyway. So that was my honourable mention because I really love that story, but it's a kind of a famous story.
Speaking of great documentaries,
there's a doco about it with John Wick.
Yeah.
So I decided to take him off the table.
He'll get his time and his chance.
Where I decided to go with this was with the Halo as my induction.
You love the Halo. It's got a few mentions in the pod.
I do love the Halo.
I like where your head's at. You really went.
Yeah.
You really went with the special mention.
Well, I think the Halo has proven time and time again to be maybe the greatest change for the sport.
Yeah.
But I will actually kind of pivot my answer a little bit and pinpoint it as the reason why F1 should have more confidence in their safety procedures and structures. There should be no reason why we're not racing in wet.
Yeah.
Why are we robbing fans, whether they're trackside or not, of good racing and that ability to shake things up? Because again, we know how many iconic moments happen in wet races. It's a great equalizer. Well, the Halo for me is like the pinnacle of what somebody engineered, that it was almost, now you look at it and go, how did we not have this before?
How was this not thought about?
Yeah. And you watch the open cockpit eras and you're just like, this is wild, dude. You flip the car, there goes your neck.
Well,
Well,
here's the thing. That feels like the last step. Because right now, if I was to say to you, what could kill a Formula 1 driver? I don't know what could.
That's very true.
What killed Senna was a, suspension entering his cockpit.
Yeah.
Now they've got the monocoque. The thing is impenetrable.
Yeah.
Nothing. Gone are the days where you see drivers' legs hanging out the front.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Yeah.
Stuff can't get in. And then, Felipe Massa survived, but the spring to the head is, the Halo has a pretty good chance of saving
you could
that.
maybe almost argue a windshield.
Yeah.
Like maybe, but yeah.
But the Halo definitely ups your chances of saving that. And happened in a perfectly dry race, a car failed. We're not talking about a car.
Pure bad luck.
Exactly.
But then I guess if there's no windshield, the helmet technology, right?
Yeah.
That's
And that's why
designed
they
to
wear 'em.
withstand
If
immense
they
amounts of
thought
impact.
cars are never going to fall apart, take your helmet off.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They got the helmet there for a reason.
Yeah.
You look at Joe Guan Yu's crash at Silverstone a couple of years ago, where he tumbles off and his literally head compartment
he was
hits the
sliding
fence.
across the
Yeah.
tarmac before he hit the gravel.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, that's.
Yeah.
And then his head, the open part hits the fence. Like, what can injure a driver now? The track limits are so wide that you're not going to hit a fence at 320 kilometers an hour.
Unless
And
your
if you do,
name is Jack Doohan and you decide to leave the...
he wouldn't have been going that quick. And then he had 5 rows of tyre bundle.
Yeah.
And he went in backwards.
Yeah, well, it's a testament of him getting out on his own accord. Nothing broken, nothing busted.
The Hans device keeps your head supported with your neck, so you're not getting G-forces on your head that you're going to... Look,
the Halo was the final boss, wasn't it?
yeah, like, you don't want to see anyone get injured, but, like, really...
How
Test
are
the
they?
waters. Test the waters.
Yeah, let's see if we can push those limits again.
You are unlock the reins.
Yeah.
You in the past, you don't make changes until something bad happens.
Yeah.
Now you've gotten ahead of the curve. I mean, Jules Bianchi happened, which made the Halo happen.
Yeah.
But it's time to test the waters and see what else needs to
And
be
you
done.
could probably argue that the most dangerous place on a racetrack right now is pit lane, because they've literally removed anything that could have been, remotely dangerous.
Yeah.
Like it can be still a bit chaotic at times, and you do wonder, like,
But even still, they've nullified that with the
timing.
you have to slow
thing.
on track, so you're not getting all the cars coming in pretty close. Like you just
There's no refueling. There's
And soon enough, they're going to be like one tyre for the whole Grand Prix, so you don't even have to come into the pits. Hey,
Yeah. I mean, it feels like
and then if it rains,
It feels
red
like
flag.
that's the last step of the sport becoming irrelevant. If they did that,
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, now there's no strategy involved.
Yeah,
We're one step removed away from that, right?
yeah.
So yeah, you're right. Release the reins a little.
Yeah.
And
See
just-
what could go wrong. Because at this point,
What is
you've done your job. You've done your job. There is nothing you can look at this car and go, yeah.
that's a weak spot. That's
Yeah,
an issue.
like-
yeah,
And then they get crash tested like your Havel.
yeah.
They
yeah.
build it for one car and they crash the shit out of it
Yeah.
and see what can happen. Nothing happens. Roman Grosjean is probably the best point as to how this car has reached its final form,
Yeah.
conceptually wise, for the safety.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And the Halo was the final piece of that.
Yeah,
For sure.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Even like I remember, it's just so crazy to think that there was a time when we didn't have it, and when they introduced it, there was so much negative feedback until they started seeing this thing in action, and they're like, "Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Well, we were wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
My bad."
Yeah.
But now you do watch even like, what year did it come out? I can't remember. 2018, 2017. Just before that,
Yeah, I reckon 2017. Yeah.
just before it came in, where you see the more modernized F1 cars without it, it looks like something's wrong.
Yeah.
You're like,
It does look wrong. Seeing the driver
Yeah.
so exposed and
yeah.
yeah.
So
No,
that's the final inductee.
that was pretty good. It's a nice recent one.
Yeah.
I like it.
So that's the Hall of Fame. You're welcome, Formula One.
Yeah. We've kicked things off.
Yeah. That's the final week of the mid-season break. God, it's been long.
I'm
So-
looking forward to just coming in, do our nice air record.
Yeah.
Of recent
Hopefully
events.
we've given someone out there a bit of entertainment.
Hopefully we've gotten some people through the
If
the
you haven't-
cold.
If you haven't checked out our Danny Rick redemption video from last week,
Please, someone
banger.
check it out.
It's
If
a few-
anyone's still with us.
Hey, don't forget we got the Spotify listeners and the Apple Music, and they're tracking all right. It's the video. It's YouTube that doesn't. It's not a fan of us right now.
Yeah,
So,
it's really hit and miss.
Let's end on your last question.
Okay, you've been peeking, so
No, I have. I honestly,
Okay.
the writing is so small.
yeah,
I'm surprised
had
you
to-
can read that.
I had to make it small because I know you like to peek. You're a little perv. In 2000
How's the peeping?
in 2021, what did Oscar use to dry his clothes because he didn't have a clothes dryer in his flat? Oh, way to set me up. I thought you were keen. I guess that's goodbye, Spotify. Oh, shit.